Well, our chicken tractor, which has already had transformations from when we first ever started building it to renovating it into something bigger and more use for us, and we thought easier accessibility, possibly a thing of the past, because we are going to be trying to get a brand new, bigger chicken tractor in here today. And I think it's really going to change the way that we do our meat chickens from here on out. Now we have this huge chicken tractor back here, and it is so cool how this has now been used. The person that we got it from here locally actually went and got it from somebody, I think about an hour away from here. This is possibly the third place that this tractor has been on for these small farms and operations, which is such a cool thing to think about how one person has made this and has now been to 3 different places and just keeps on rolling and keeps on moving. There was a lot of rotted wood, the previous owner that we just got it from said. So he actually did a lot of the exterior wood and has it brand new. So some of this interior wood here is still kind of rotting away a little bit, which we might touch up. The one thing that I want to do to it, and just to make it look a little nicer, see right here, this outside is just really dirty. It didn't get used this past season. So it's kind of just been sitting outside, and I think more in the back under some trees, and just looks a little dirty. So we're gonna get a little bit of a clean to it, touch it up, then we're gonna roll it on back, and I wanna put our 2 chicken tractors actually side by side so you guys can actually see the difference in the size and how big this one is gonna be and how much more room it's gonna give our chickens. All right, it's not gonna look perfect. It is old and it has been passed around to 3 different places. But as you can see, we kind of have this all now pretty cleared off and pretty clean. It's not something that was 100% necessary, but that's probably just like mold sitting on top of it from not being used. And I think it was stored near the woods. So this just helps to kind of just give it a nice-ish new look. Now I want to show you guys how this operates and how you pull this. As you can see, it's really big, so you're wondering about how it works. And it's really just by wheel and manpower. Let me show you. So right here is a handle so that you can lift up the tractor here in the back like this, which then allows you to help put these wheels on. And then these wheels, although you see there's no like nut here to kind of help bolt it and put it into there, the pressure of it kind of weighs down on it, and that wheel doesn't really go anywhere the whole time that we move it. If we move here to the front, it has a nice handle, nice and sturdy. It has a nice thing here to grip so it won't hurt your hands. And now we're gonna move it to the back because that's where we usually do our chickens. Although the chickens still aren't ready here for at least a week before we can get them out. It's time to get it in position because right now it's just in the middle of the yard. So let me show you how this thing pulls. So here, putting these 2 things side by side, if I show you the inside of the one that we have right now, it's only 8 by 6, which was good for about our 20 plus chickens that we did last year, or I should say a few months ago. But it was tight, and it is hard to operate and actually get in there. That was the reason we liked this setup, is so that we could walk inside and actually physically take care of the chickens. But with 20 plus chickens in there, there wasn't much room to run, and run as in the chickens to run. Where here, I mean, I'll try to give you guys an inside look. Follow the camera. So I believe they said this was 10 by 16. I haven't done any measuring, but as you can see, this is much, much bigger, and it's gonna be much more efficient. We're super excited, but we're gonna have to wait a week or so. But we can fill this one right now. So these Splash Moran roosters are actually in this small little makeshift chicken tractor that we did. And it would be nice that, because this is definitely smaller than the one that I built over that way. So we can get them into there, plus it'll be easier for us to take care of them. They're not meat birds, so it'll be easier to walk in and take care of them. Unlike with meat birds, when you go and feed them, they all just rush your feet, waiting for you to feed them. So let's go get these guys to their new home.
Trying to wake up from a dream. Birds are flying all around. Some fall and hit the ground.
The bachelors are now in their pad. The roosters are good. They have a new spot. It gives them a little more room, which is nice. Easier to take care of them, to get the food and water into them. Not having to deal with that extra one that we have back there. And now that can just be an emergency tractor that we need for, who knows, a sick chicken or anything else like that. We got the big guy over there ready to go, ready to get filled. So let's fill it up in about a week and I'll take you guys out when we do that. So we'll see you guys then. All right, the empty chicken tractor will not be empty anymore. It is the day of move out for the chickens. They are now just over about 2 weeks old and we are getting ready to get them out of the house. No more smelly chickens in the house. Super excited for this. Let's go get them.
Okay.
I'll use it for the camera. All right, we got all the chickens out and we are gonna get ready to put them into the chicken tractor out of the house, which is Chelsea's favorite time of the year.
Yes, it is.
If you guys have been watching our channel for a while now, you'll see that we always have our setup for our chickens inside of our main bathroom. And it does definitely... Mosquito. It definitely smells up the house and smells up our bedroom. And there's just not many spots for us to put them. We don't have any access to really do it outside, really, so...
One day we will.
One day, that is the plan. I would love it too, so... But the two brooders are out. We're excited to have no more chickens. This chicken tractor, we are super excited about. It is huge, and I really feel like for the size that they're at right now, which is just about like 2.5 weeks, we won't have to move this chicken tractor here for about 2-3 days, if that. Might even be longer. So let's get them into their new home. All right, Melina, officially close them in. All right. The chickens are out of the house. It's official. And they have more room than they know what to do with. As you can see, they are just starting now to kind of spread out. I'm always nervous to send chickens out. You can always make sure if you feel like your chickens weren't ready, they would start making some really loud noise, and they are pretty quiet. They're making little peeps, but other than that, pretty darn quiet and just starting to slowly move around here. So I'm not nervous that they are not ready for this at all. We are gonna have some cold nights, but I think they're gonna do just fine. There's a lot of them, and I imagine that they're all going to curl up in one big Cornish cross ball, which sounds gross. Nora, you got the chickens? Yeah. So right now, actually, our silky flock is the one that has our big waterer that we usually use for our meat chickens. So we gotta go take it, exchange it for one of the smaller waterers, because it's very important for meat chickens to have a huge thing of water, because they need to consume much more water than a normal chicken for how much they eat. They need to be able to wash it down as well. And I still just cannot get over how much room these chickens are gonna have compared to the chicken tractor that we've used in the past. And it feels great. It feels great that now we have the ability to add more chickens in the future when we do this. We were probably maxed out at about 25 with our previous chicken tractor, and that was cutting it close. But with this chicken tractor right here, we can definitely double it and get up to about 50 chickens. And we could probably even do more than that, but we're thinking about 50. We're thinking that we could do 25 chickens for us, 25 chickens to sell. The reason that we just carry them out in there, one, it made it a lot easier, but two, now we can just dump these right into our compost bin. We're gonna take them over there right now, get them all cleaned out. It's one of those things that you don't wanna forget to do, so while they're out here and while it's on my mind, get them into the compost bin, get them cleaned out. So that's all just taken care of. Well, that didn't work. Guess I gotta go around and go do that. One of the greatest feelings of taking care of animals is putting them exactly kind of where they're supposed to be, which is outside, in nature, on the grass. This chicken tractor will be able to provide that for them. They're gonna be loaded with enough room in there. They have protection because of the chicken tractor. And we're gonna be able to move them onto a fresh piece of grass every single day, especially once they get bigger. And with this size, we don't even have to worry about doing it every single day at this second. They're small enough and there's not as many for this size of a chicken tractor that they're probably good for 3-4 days on this before having to move them. But by the time they're big, it will be a thing like just to move them every single day, just so that they get onto that fresh grass. But 10 by 16, I'm loving it. Loving to seeing them explore and just examine the world around them now. You feel good again. When you see them in the bathroom all jammed up and just kind of in that little box and just with the heat and a little bit of food and just walking around kind of in poop and you have to change them every other day. It feels good to see them out here where they're supposed to be. And positive for us also that we don't got to deal with them inside the house anymore. All right, we are coming out to check and see how the first night went for these Cornish cross chickens here in this huge chicken tractor, the size that there's more than enough space for them in there. I'm a little fearful just because they're a little small, and I just want to make sure that we actually have 25 chickens here, that all of them made it. And it gets cool at night, so just checking that temperature gauge. But let's give them some feed and let's see if we can count and see if we have 25 chickens still in here. It's hard to look and see everything right now. It looks like all the chickens are moving around okay. I don't see any chickens that look like they are dead, so that's a positive. All right, well, by all of our eyes, looking inside here, it was kind of hard with all the movement, but I'm pretty positive that we still have 25 chickens inside here. So they survived the first night, which is great. It was pretty warm yesterday. The sun's gonna be out today. It should be pretty warm also. We do have some cooler temperatures starting to show up because fall is getting closer, which we won't be mad about as we're out here in the heat. But the chickens now have time to acclimate to it. They have time to adjust to the different temperatures as the temperatures start to cool, which is perfect and just what we want. They have a big opening here for the sun, and then they have shade if needed as well, or protection from any kind of rain. This thing has been a blessing for us, honestly. It's one of those things that you don't expect that you're going to have. Like the fact that we were able to get this at such a good price and also locally right next to us. And it's cool that this is the third farm now that it's been a part of, and everyone's made little adjustments. I already know there's a few things that I want to do to this to help kind of improve it a little bit also. But this has just been amazing. Once again, I mean, look at the size of that thing. And then we'll walk over to where our Splash Moran roosters are that we just did, where we have a little bit of a rooster coop going on. Which right inside here, you can see there's 4 of them in here. And I mean, they have space, but 20 plus meat birds in there is a little bit of a tight fit. Now seeing 4 of these guys in there, looking over at that thing for how much room they get, we are just very happy about that. Talking about space for animals, guys, not many people have really requested this, but we needed to do this for an animal and we just got it done. So I want to come bring you over to an animal that doesn't get a lot of attention here on the farm. Our bunny here has a shelter where it can go in and out and actually have more room to run and be on grass inside here, just like a bunny should be. It's not a huge room. The problem with bunnies is they can dig their way out of many things. We have welded wire down at the bottom so grass can come through, but the bunny won't be able to dig through. The welded wiring all around the outside here. It has shelter to go inside its hutch or underneath the hutch at the moment if needed. And this has been a great for Bun Bun. That's what we name our bunny, Bun Bun. And I'm gonna show you her. Right now she's hiding. Right now it looks like she's hiding and just kind of getting some shade because the sun is out. So putting that all together was something that we had visions for. We've been wanting to do something like that. So it's cool to see that come into fruition. And the Silkies have been loving their new area and roaming around. Here, we'll take them in. We'll take you guys in again. They've absolutely loved being out here, roaming around, which has been very cool to see for us because You can see this is where they were previously, just inside their little coop right there, losing all this grass, and now being able to free range all this. They have been much happier, and we have been happier also. All right, guys, enjoy it. So definitely no need to move these guys. They have enough space. There is so much grass all around here. It is not dirty. They're too small to really be doing that much poop, although they do like to poop. They are small enough, and this area is big enough that we don't really have to move it. I would show you guys, but we might as well wait till it's time. We ought to be able to save how much grass as we are taking this down around to the next spot. We got to save that grass. There's no need to move it if we don't have to. We thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching. As always, we're so thankful for you guys. Have a great day and a better tomorrow, and God bless you guys.